Following a disastrous performance by Labour in the May elections, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has vowed to prove doubters wrong and said he will get on with governing. But following calls from Labour MPs urging him to resign, can he get them back on side and fight off the threat of Reform UK? Keir is the fifth person in British history to take Labour from opposition to power. Supporters credited him with turning the party around from its worst general election result since 1935 to a landslide victory.
We will carry the responsibility of your trust as we rebuild our country.
But nearly 2 years later, Starmer's facing calls to resign.
Is it over for Keir Starmer? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Is it over for Keir Starmer?
I'm Matt Chorley, and like a lot of the media, I'm outside number 10.
With Matt standing outside Downing Street, who better placed to answer the question, how did we get here?
It's less than 2 years since Keir Starmer stood outside the door to number 10, arriving as a new Prime Minister, and told us he was going to bring change, a politics which tread
More lightly on your lives.
For months now, I've been speaking to Labour MPs and ministers privately about their concerns about Keir Starmer's premiership. And in recent days, that's spilled over into the public. Some have concerns about the direction of the government, cutting the winter fuel allowance, which they had to U-turn on.
Is he planning to U-turn on winter fuel cuts?
Or not doing more for those struggling to make ends meet. Others saying, why were they tacking to the right, seeming to emulate Reform UK on immigration? Real concerns about losses in local elections last year, but particularly this year, where they're also near wiped out in Wales and Scotland. And then, of course, there's the question of Peter Mandelson, the Prince of Darkness, who once served for Tony Blair and Gordon Brown in number 10, brought back by Keir Starmer and then sacked as the scale of his relationship with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein became clear. And more revelations have come out about Peter Mandelson, raising questions about Keir Starmer's judgment. And what really angered Labour MPs is while everyone's talking about Peter Mandelson, they're not talking about the things the government has done. The Renters' Rights Act, a move to a greener energy system, helping people with energy bills, lifting the two-child benefit cap, breakfast clubs, the list goes on. But it's a list that more and more Labour MPs feel isn't being heard because of Keir Starmer. They think he's not selling it properly, and that questions about his judgment have overshadowed the message the government has been trying to sell.
Since David Cameron won the 2010 election, the UK has seen a succession of 6 prime ministers. Despite calls from MPs to resign, the Prime Minister says that he intends to get on with governing as no formal leadership challenge has been launched. As per Labour Party rules, the only way for MPs to trigger a leadership contest is for 20% of them to back a challenger. With the current size of the party at the moment, this means that 81 Labour MPs would need to stand behind one name. And at the moment, there's a few names in the mix to be contenders to replace Starmer. Well, Andy Burnham has strong support from Labour MPs, and polls suggest he is the most popular Labour politician with the voters. He's served as Greater Manchester Mayor for almost a decade, earning him the nickname the King of the North. But the major obstacle between him and number 10 is that he currently isn't an MP. This also wouldn't be Burnham's first attempt at leading the Labour Party, as he has stood twice before, in 2010 when he lost to Ed Miliband and 2015 when he came second to Jeremy Corbyn. Another name in the mix is Wes Streeting, who's been Health Secretary since Labour came to power in 2024 and shadowed the position in opposition for 3 years before that. He's regarded as being one of the best communicators in the cabinet and can point to a fall in NHS waiting lists as one of his achievements in government. However, what can make him unpopular is that he's perceived to be on the right of the party, whereas party members tend to be on the left of Labour MPs. He's also politically vulnerable in his constituency in Ilford North, which he held at the last election by a tiny majority. There's also Angela Rayner, who was until last year the Deputy Prime Minister. In 2015, she was elected in the Manchester constituency of Ashton-under-Lyne and rose quickly in Westminster, serving in Jeremy Corbyn's shadow cabinet. After his resignation in 2019, she decided against running to be leader and instead won the race to be deputy leader. In 2025, she dramatically resigned, after admitting she had not paid enough tax on the purchase of a new home. Rayner has a strong base of support amongst Labour MPs and is fairly popular with party members, but less so with the wider population. It has been widely reported that she is still waiting for the results of a HMRC investigation into the home purchase, which could complicate any immediate leadership campaign. With Reform UK making major election gains last week, many Labour MPs have come to believe that Starmer doesn't have what it takes to take on the threat of Farage's party. But could a new leader fuel concerns of instability amongst voters, paving the way for Reform UK?
The big question lingering in the Labour Party right now is which direction to go. They've clearly lost a lot of ground to Reform UK, who've picked up council seats of theirs right across the country. Some think the answer is to tack to the right. That's the sort of position that Wes Streeting might put forward if he became a candidate in a leadership contest. Others say that's the wrong way to go. They should go to the left and try and pick up the votes from the Greens and the Lib Dems, from Plaid Cymru and the SNP. While tacking to the right might seem more popular with the voters, given the popularity of Reform UK, the Labour membership will ultimately decide who becomes Prime Minister next. Are more left-wing. I think that is the way to go, and that is the calculation which is being played out as to who does or doesn't run to challenge Keir Starmer.
So with Starmer vowing to stay for now, what's next for the Labour government?